A very good morning to one and all present here. I hope that all my students are fit, and as the instructions are given, they are following the same things. So students, you all know that in the previous class we have discussed the chapter number 6, that is combustion and flame, and we have discussed all the book exercises. Alright. So as you all know, now we have to start with the exercise question and answers, and I hope that you got the PDF in your software and you all have downloaded it and you have done your work as well. Alright, so we will just discuss the question answers. As you all know, if we will look the question number 1, so I'll just read the question, and I am supposing that you all know the answers, so you are supposed to give the answers with me. Okay, so first of all, if we will see the question number 1, so it has written, by giving 2 examples, explain what do you understand by the term combustible substances. Alright, you have to give 2, you can give any 2 example, and by which you can, with the help of those example, you can give the answer of combustible substance. Alright, so we can say, for example, coal, we know that, like petrol, we know that kerosene oil, So what we can see, when we are providing the heating substance, any heat to the coal, petrol or kerosene, by which they are started to burn. They are started to burn with the help of oxygen. When we are providing basically the air in which the oxygen is present. So when we are providing the any kind of flammable substance, any matchstick or anything to the coal, petrol and kerosene, they started to burn with the help of oxygen, and they are releasing, and with the help of it's involved the absorption of energy and some kind of light, some kind of flame. So this whole process of chemical change, we can say, which is happening, that we can say that is combustion, and the material which showing these property are known as combustible substances, जो easily burn हो जाते हैं with the help of oxygen and giving us some heat and light they are producing. So we can say these substances are known as combustible substances. Alright. Now let's come on the question number 2. So as it is mentioned here, define the following terms. As you know that I have mentioned that these combustion, ignition temperature, we have to define combustion, we have to define ignition temperature, and we have to define the third one, that is your inflammable. Alright, we have to define inflammable substances. So students, as you all know, these 3 things already mentioned in the keywords, page number A77. Combustion is basically, it's a chemical process in which substance burn in air or oxygen with the release of heat and light energy, that is combustion. Ignition temperature, it's a basically ignition temperature, the minimum temperature to which a substance, the combustible substance, started to catch fire, that is known as ignition. Then inflammable substance, the substance which catches fire very fastly, that is known as inflammable substance. Alright, those combustible substances having very low, basically your ignition temperature, so we can say they are inflammable in nature. Now we will start with the state 3 conditions for combustion. As you all know, हमने बहुत अच्छे से discuss किया था that 3 conditions are very much while we are burning, while something is burning. Number 1, the substance which we are going to burn, that should be combustible substance. सबसे पहली बात, जिस चीज को आप जला रहे हैं, that should be combustible in nature. Why is it necessary? As I told you, for example, if I'll say this ball is not combustible substance. Alright, we know that it will not catch fire because this is not combustible substance. It will not burn with the help of oxygen. So substance should be combustible in nature. This is first condition. What is the second condition? So definitely we require to burn the combustion, we required for combustion a supporter. So supporter or supply of oxygen, we can say the second option is supply of oxygen is very much necessary. Third one, इट शुड हैव इग्निशन टेम्परेचर, इसका कम से कम ऐसे इग्निशन टेम्परेचर होना चाहिए, इट शुड कैच द फायर वेरी इजली. ऑलराइट, so these three important basically three necessary basically three conditions are necessary for the combustion. All right, so let's proceed toward the next one. Okay, so the next question, as you know, the question number 4, which is very simple again. Question number 4, it's asking that what do you understand by the term fuel and calorific value. So we know that it is again mentioned in your keyword session. You can write from there. Fuel is any substance which is easily available. So what you can write in this from the keywords you can write. Alright, you can write from the keywords that fuel is any substance which is easily available and burn in air at a moderate rate, producing a large amount of heat energy without leaving behind undesirable residues. Alright, and calorific value, in calorific value similarly you can write that the value the amount of heat energy produced on complete combustion of 1 kilogram of fuel in pure oxygen, that we can say that is the calorific value of a fuel. All right, now let's come on the next question, that is question number 5. State 4 characteristics of a good fuel. As we all know, we have discussed आपके according एक अच्छा fuel क्या होना चाहिए. You should use that fuel in a least amount, and that will help to produce you should use that the amount of the fuel should be least, but the production of heat should be more. So you can call it as a good fuel. Definitely its storage should be good, ignition temperature should be good, it can transport from one place to another place in a very good manner. So these are some characteristics we can say of a good fuel. Alright, now there is written, draw a diagram showing different zones of a candle flame. Which zone contains unburnt vapor of wax and very hot carbon particles. तो आपको सबसे पहले फ्लेम का डायग्राम बनाना, which you have I think already done. इसके बाद आपको मेंशन करना, this is your non-luminous zone. Alright, non-luminous zone. Secondly, the second part of the flame, that is your luminous zone, which is visible. Alright, luminous zone. And third part, that is the insider part, that is your dark inner zone, inner dark zone or dark inner zone, anything you can write. Alright, and the last one, that is your blue zone. Alright, blue zone. Then you have to mention which zone is consisting basically your first one, unburnt vapor of wax. मतलब सबसे पहले कौन सा आपका zone होता है जो कि unburnt vapor wax को रखता है. So definitely, basically in blue zone it is written a part of wax which is almost completely burned. So definitely blue zone तो नहीं है जो unburnt आपका wax vapor रखता है. So the zone consists of unburnt wax vapor given off. So dark, as you all know, dark inner zone is your zone जो कि आपका क्या देता है, unburnt vapor wax. Alright, unburnt vapor is there. Second one is asking that very hot carbon particles. Carbon particles किसमें सबसे ज़्यादा गर्म होते हैं, मतलब basically your carbon particles which are very hot in nature, in which zone, इनमें से चारों में से कौन से zone में होते हैं. So definitely if you will read one by one, if you will read the non-luminous zone, it's a zone of complete combustion of wax vapor and carbon particle. The air from sides of the flame mixes with unburnt wax vapor and carbon particle from the luminous zone and completely burn them to carbon dioxide. ये completely burn हो जाता है. और luminous zone में हमने क्या पढ़ा था, in this zone the partial combustion of wax vapor takes place with the liberation a lot of heat energy. Okay, the heat energy liberated partially decomposes the wax vapor into the carbon particles, and the carbon particle in turn get very hot. So हमारा carbon particle क्या होता है, सबसे ज़्यादा गर्म किस में हो जाता है, luminous zone में. We got the answer here. So write it down here as well. Dark inner zone is for unburnt vapor and carbon particles are in the luminous zone. Alright, this you have to write it here. Now let's come on the next question, that is, how has the use of CNG in motor vehicles reduced pollution in the big cities? Explain. Similarly, as you all know, if you are using CNG and except we are using the other fuel, so definitely CNG produces very least amount of harmful gases. Definitely it is very light in weight, and definitely the pollutant when it is combusting, so definitely the pollutant which are coming out in the atmosphere, they are not polluting our environment. That's why CNG is the good option to use for the big cities. All right. Now similarly, the question number 8 is saying compare LPG or CNG as a fuel with coal. LPG and CNG. If I'll take the example here, so we know that if I am taking the LPG and CNG example, beta, so what you know that LPG gas, which is liquid, okay, liquefied, and this is your gas. Both are basically your gas, LPG gases, and coal is basically, what is your coal? Coal, you know that coal is basically your solid one. So we know that solid आपके जितने भी fuels होते हैं, they are producing high amount of unburned particles, or we can say high amount of gases which are further harmful. Secondly, coal जो है आपका, you are getting it's in the shape of solid, so definitely it's very difficult to store as well. So and it produces lot of the LPG and CNG gases are very good calorific value comparatively coal. So these are some reason we can say that LPG and CNG gases are much better than the coal. All right. Now, why is water not used in controlling electrical fires? Definitely, electrical water is a good conductor of electricity. If you will pour the water over the electric fire, so definitely it's a chance to get the shock while you are using the water on the electrical fires. अब है, some paper is wound around a wooden cylinder. Let's see this question. Okay, so let's come to the next question. That is question number 10 is asking some paper. कुछ पेपर को हमने क्या किया? Basically some paper is wound around a wooden cylinder. एक wood के सिलेंडर लिया है. Basically एक wood की लकड़ी है और एक तरफ आपके एल्युमिनियम का सिलेंडर है. We have bounded with a paper. All right. Now what we have done? Each of the cylinder is held over a Bunsen flame for 10 seconds. 10 सेकेंड के लिए हमने दोनों को एक फ्लेम के ऊपर, बर्नर के ऊपर रख दिया. What will you observe? Explain your answer. Definitely we will observe there is a aluminium and this is your wood. So as we all know, wood is a combustible substance which will start catch fire, and because of catching fire your paper will start to burn. Whereas aluminium is non-combustible substance, its ignition temperature is very, it's very high, and it will not catch fire and your paper will not get burned. This is how we can say that we have observed this because of the combustion and non-combustion. Now let's come on the question number 11. Which zone of flame is used by goldsmith to make gold ornaments and why? So as you know, we have discussed in the classroom that goldsmith, those who are making the gold, they require the high temperature to melt the gold. So definitely in a flame, if you will talk about a flame, so flame is having a very high amount of heat in its non-luminous zone. So goldsmith is using the non-luminous zone for making the ornaments because it has a very high temperature which helps for the melting of the metals. Alright. Now let's come on the question number 12, which is mentioned. That is very good question. That is calorific value we have to find out. As you all know, we have done this question in the live classes as well. That calorific value can be found out with the help of this formula, produced heat upon my amount of fuel. So I would like to tell you again, the cow dung cakes is having 7000 kilojoule per kg. मतलब already उन्होंने दिया हुआ है 7000 kilojoule per kg of the calorific value, and they said that how much cow dung cakes are required to produce energy of 35 kilojoule. मतलब हमारी एनर्जी कितना प्रोड्यूस कर रहा है 35, and you have a 35,000 kilojule, and we have to find out the amount that is unknown. So definitely we will take out here amount of fuel and we will get 35,000 upon में 7,000, and this 3 will cut from this 7 minus 7, 7 5 is 35. We will get the 5. It's a amount of fuel we are basically measuring in the kilograms. All right. So we will get the amount of cow dung is 5 kilogram, which help to get the 7000 kilojoule per kg calorific value. Okay. So similarly, we will follow the second question. That easily you can see the question number 13, which we have already discussed in the classroom. Similar question of this question, that it is mentioned in the question number 13. 5 kilogram of a fuel produce 32,000 kilojoule of heat energy on complete combustion. Calculate the calorific value of fuel. तो इसमें क्या दिया हुआ है, हमें अमाउंट दिया हुआ है 5 kg और आपको क्या दिया हुआ है, बेसिकली दे हैव गिवन द हीट अमाउंट प्रोड्यूस जो हो रही है आपकी हीट. So that is your given 3,20,000. 3,20,000. Okay. We have to find out the calorific value. So we will put this upon my 5. So definitely you will get the 64,000 answer. That is your calorific value calculated in kilojoule per kg. Okay. So this is how we have done this. Now similarly question number 14 is rusting of iron combustion process. Give reason for your answer. So we know that rusting of iron is a combustion process because it's the reaction of the iron is happening with the iron body and with the help of moist air, जिसमें oxygen is very much required, and when you will see the rusting process, it gives you a little bit heat as well. So we can say it's a combustion process. Now two students A and B heated the same mass of water on a candle flame. The student A kept the beaker slightly above the flame of the candle and student B kept the beaker close to the wick of the candle. In which case the water will get heated in the shortest time and why? So similarly, first of all we have to look. So definitely we have done in this type of question कि आपका जब भी कोई भी कैंडल होता है उसका ऊपर वाला फ्लेयर is the hottest part. The person who has kept the water on the top of the flame, so definitely it will hot the glass first. So it is written student A and B heated the same mass of candle. The student kept the beaker slightly above the flame of the candle and the B kept the beaker close to the wick of the candle. So जिसने सबसे ऊपर रखा है that will be basically your heated first in a very smaller time. Now last question say why it is easy to burn a heap of dry grass compared to green grass. Definitely dry grass are not having the moist in it, so definitely air presence is least, so ignition temperature is very good. So if we will provide the fire to the dry leaves, so they will catch fire easily. They have a low ignition temperature, so definitely they will catch the fire easily. So this is how we have done all the question answer session, and you also get the question answers of PDF. So just do it in your notebook. We will see you tomorrow, students.